alphabetically. Please welcome from Yipy, Adam Tuttle.
Right. Thank you, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for sticking around to the end. My name is Adam Tuttle, the CEO, co-founder of Yipy. And look, as a hotelier turned tech founder, I know that consistency is the key to running a successful operation. And that is hard. Running a hotel is hard. Defining, organizing, managing, inspecting your standards, that's hard work that you have to do as a hotel every day. And getting data and being able to read that data and make sense of that data is expensive, both in terms of time and effort to get it. As a hotelier, there's a lot going on. We have brands, we have accolades, we have local governments, we have unions, we have everyone wanting to say, here are our standards. You need to comply with these. And we have hoteliers that are saying, okay, how do I make sure that my staff knows all of these expectations? These organizations are making sure that they are trying to inform and regulate hotels and our industry, and hoteliers are saying, how do I do this? And by the way, they're doing it in an organization that looks like this. And this is just one hotel. Imagine an entire portfolio spread across our geographic region, trying to make sense of how do I manage this organization. And you know how we're doing it? We're doing it with papers stuffed inside dusty old binders, locked away in forgotten offices that are way too small, locked away saying, here you go, this is what everything you need to know. And by the way, it's all outdated. All of it. So, what do? Most hoteliers are following their employees with pen and paper and clipboards, making sure that they're doing everything according to these outdated standards. Or if they're really trying, they're using software that was designed for great things, but not necessarily designed for this job. And that's where we come in. I'm happy to introduce to you Yipy, standards management software. Ditch the binder. At Yipy, we make it easy to define, organize, manage, communicate your standards to your team, and get data out there. As a hotelier, I felt this problem. I lived it, and we were built for this. Let me show you what Yipy does. We start with the standards library. The library makes sure that you can import, manage, update, distribute to your entire organization within a single click. Whether it's one hotel or 1,000, you're organized here with our standards library. Hotel happens on the go. Our digital inspection software here makes it so that you can create on-the-go workflows that match the operation based off of the standards compiled from all the different expectations so that you can inspect and manage the expectations that you have of your team. And let's be real, this is why we're here. We're here for the data. Yipy gives you data. Whether you want a roll-up for an entire organization or you want to drill down to a specific team or individual, Yipy gives you the data that you need to drive change, to understand what is it that I need to do to make my operations successful. And man, our customers love it. They are changing the way they do business by adopting Yipy. We have a whole future ahead of us at Yipy. We're introducing a standards marketplace where providers can post their standards and hoteliers can go, buy, adopt, and receive regular updates to ensure they are always in compliance, and providers will receive backfed data so making sure they understand what the hotels need. Our certified profiles, think blue check mark for the hospitality. You can articulate the accolades that you earned as a hotelier and showcase that you are compliant to those standards, giving confidence in our industry. Mastering consistency has never been this simple and easy before. Please come visit us at Yipy. I would love to show you all the power that
All right, I'll start. How do you integrate with the other systems that some of the people that are doing like housekeeping inspections might be using, such as a housekeeping system as an example?
Yeah, so right now Yipy is completely, it doesn't integrate with any softwares as of yet. We're working on integrations. And the idea here is that we will take all of the standards that you have and be able to put that in. And then our integrations will be able to eventually, as we're working on that, be able to feed that questions back into your software. So example, if you're doing an inspection, right, and then you fail a question, It'll be able to open up that ticketing software and say, hey, the light bulb's out. Would you like to enter a ticket into this? Yes. Boom. And that'll be fed through your regular ticketing software. We focus on managing those standards and making sure that the SOPs are all in place.
So how are you compiling those standards? And as far as the data that you have in Yipy, how is that data being compiled? Is someone has to load it in manual, or are you going out to the, how are you getting that data?
How are we getting the data? Yeah, this is a great question. So first of all, as I showed there in the beginning, we have a standards library where we import your standards. After the standards are imported, we are able to create these workflows. Think SOPs using these standards. And then it's internally in your operation, the managers and those that are tasked with making sure that the hotel's in compliance are self-evaluating and comparing and auditing those experiences. Now that could be to people, it could be to products, it could be to a hotel room, to a refrigerator, whatever the expectation is. And as you enter that data, it's feeding our algorithm that you can then roll up, slice, dice in over 1 million ways.
Just to clarify, how do you charge for this again? Is it?
Yeah, great
And how
question.
much do you charge?
Good question, right there. So we are a SaaS-based business model. So we charge per property at the moment. So if you're here at HITEC, get in now before we go to a per room model. So we're charging per property, and that really depends on the style of the property and the amount of standards that you have to import. So we're really looking somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 per year at this time. And of course, if you're a conglomerate and you have big groups, that can change.
Do you have, what's your competitive landscape? Who are you competing against, if any?
Yeah, great question. Look, the great thing about Yipy and the bad thing about Yipy is we don't have a direct competitor as far as we are the first to pioneer the standards management space. Now, as I was saying, this is not a problem that's new. This is a century-old problem. And we're talking, this is as old as our industry is. And so our biggest competitor is pen and paper. That's our biggest competitor. Now, other softwares have some features that are more of checklist, and those has kind of been what the hospitality industry has adopted. I was a hotelier. That was my career. I did that. I used those other systems, and I realized that it didn't have the power of the reporting. So Yipy isn't a checklist software. We're not a reporting software. We're truly standards management, right there at the base.
How many hotels are you in?
Yeah, we have hotels from standard hotels, affiliated hotels, managed hotels, management companies, and brands. So we're already over in the 15 to 20 hotels.
And what's your strategy for scaling?
What's our strategy for scaling? So we started with just independents and then moving to small management companies. And now we're going to a little bit larger management companies, and we've started to adopt smaller brands, and we'll continue that affiliation with the brands.
Well done.